Oh. I was gonna say.
You're working really late, you know? It's already past 10 p.m., dude.
I think it's time you told me the truth.
Relax. Don't you know that, like, ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk.
Alright then. Okay, let's see how far okay. Oh, wait. I haven't gone to... Fuck it, okay, fuck it. Wait, hold on. I'm just doing this immediately. Let's go. I want to see how far I can get. I've got 5 locks to make it through. I have a shit ton of evidence. Anyway, if I get stuck, I will literally just go back to the living room at his house and see if there is anything there. Now, let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Kurita had been successful in his plan? What would he have discussed? Disclosed?
I told you before, dude, I don't know. I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep on saying it till I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night.
Yeah, about that, buddy. Just, yeah, yeah, we'll see about that.
I mean, come on, I was in the middle of a nap.
Don't lie to me.
Huh?
I know you paid close attention to Mr. Kurita, especially on that night. Okay, because, let's see. Oh, wait. Oh, hey, I might actually have enough here. Anyway, I know you did it, because you bought this bear, and it had a spy camera in it.
Take that!
So, fuck you. This bear was in Mr. Kurita's room on the night of the murder. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan.
So, it's a present, dude. It actually looks kind of classy, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I hear it's quite expensive. Which is why it is very odd that this gadget was found inside this bear. Well, technically there were like 2? It's probably the camera.
Take that!
This is a very small video camera. And it was hidden inside this bear's eye.
Maybe it's a really curious bear?
Shut up! Well, whatever this bear saw was sent somewhere using this transmitter. Which means... someone on the night of the murder was secretly filming Mr. Kurita's room.
Huh. Guess Juan had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude?
Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan.
Huh. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from?
The person who gave this bear to Mr. Kurita was...
Take that!
You! Mr. On Guard, don't you know this bear from somewhere?
Don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude.
Aw, but he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend?
What else did the bear tell you?
He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. On Guard.
If I didn't know how you work in core, I'd think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? You just pulling my leg?
Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet.
Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first?
Here is proof that it was you who put the camera inside the bear. Oh, this is gonna be easy. I have a receipt, bitch.
Take that!
I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. On Guard. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear!
Dude, all I can tell from that is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800? This could be the toothbrush I bought that one time.
Who in their right mind spends I'm gonna... Okay, I'm gonna fucking beat the fuck out of you.
A $3,800 toothbrush? Well, it's ivory. It's got elephant hair from bristles.
Ew, elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? You're supporting the torturing of elephants? Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not?
Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you like one thing?
Yes.
You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that?
Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you.
Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay?
No. Not yet. I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it'd be strictly confidential.
So, what are you going to do now?
I'm going to find out what I want to know. Because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Kurita's room and filmed it in secret is, well, to spy on... Actually, wait, there's technically two answers here. It's either to spy on Mr. Kurita himself or to spy on Miss Andrews. I feel like I'm going to be leaning toward Miss Andrews here a little bit more because, well, he did state that there was like one woman... No, wait, no, it wasn't him that stated it. It was Mr. Powers that stated that there was like one woman who he couldn't get. And I got this inkling that it might be Adrian. So I feel like this is the reason why.
Take that!
I think I'm right.
Adrian Andrews?
There's a rumor going around that Miss Andrews and Mr. Kurita were having secret meetings. You, who is keeping tabs on Mr. Kurita, you're going to reveal this as fact and turn it into a scandal. Isn't that right?
Dude, you could be such a moron.
Huh?
Oh, man, Mr. Lawyer, dude, that kind of scandal. That's the good stuff. That's what we in the industry call juicy.
You motherfuckers. The good stuff? Juicy?
Look, we can get publicity without spending a penny with that kind of stuff. I mean, if people stop paying attention to us, then it'd be the end, dude.
Too bad that wasn't your intention.
What are you talking about?
I wish your reason for spying was something so innocent, but it wasn't. You didn't spy on Mr. Kurita because of Miss Andrews. I almost said Miss Kurita. And there's only one reason I could think of for you to do such a thing. The real reason you set up that camera in Mr. Kurita's room was... Oh! Aside from, like... Oh, wait. Yeah, you were gonna try to get, like... the murder on camera. Because we know that the... Oh, sorry. Wrong thing here. Let's see. You had it set at a specific time. So, you knew when the murder was going to take place. In other words, this is probably what we need to present.
Take that! What is this card?
Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm sure you know of him. Don't you?
Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous! Why would I know some shady scumbag like him?
If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden?
This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. Can't afford to make any more mistakes now.
Mr. Matt Ungard, I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because you're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how? How would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Carita. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt Ungard.
Here I was trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyway.
Mr. Ungard, you really did hire...
Hold on a sec. I'm gonna consult myself, okay?
Consult myself?
Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway.
About time for what?
I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer, dude.
What? Oh!
How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt Ungard.
Oh! Oh! Fuck! Dude had a fucking wicked scar. Wait. What the hell is this music? It's good, but the fuck? Wait, did his profile get updated? Nope. Oh boy.
Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have.
You really? So you are Shelly the Killer's client?
You didn't really think I'd dirty my own hands in this, did you?
What do you mean?
And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself. Trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer?
That's... You're lying! What a terrible...
It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things.
But why? Why'd you hide the video camera?
A weakling soon believes the words of others. Just like that pathetic Adrian.
He knew about Miss Andrews' secret? Damn! Talk about a damn tonal shift. I'm loving this! I mean, he's fucked up, but man, am I loving this!
But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins.
What?
Ah, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess?
And that's why...
Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right, that video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright?
Why would you do something so wrong?
Because I'm a grown-up, and I can. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl? Jesus.
Why? Why would you kill Mr. Carita?
Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they?
This is all because of that press conference, isn't it?
If Mr. Carita had been able to give it, then Mr. Ungard's secret would have...
Ah, well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know. I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit, it crept up on me. And then, the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought.
And That's how Mr. Kurita ended up dead.
Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face, and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it. The assassin, too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone all working their butts off for me. Mad on guard. Aw, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet.
How could I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed Juan Kurita. And you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone.
Hey now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room.
You killed Mr. Kurita!
I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Aw, but too bad. You can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Aw, but you can't, can you? That'd be the one thing you absolutely can't do.
Mr. Maya!
You wouldn't want to test the killer. He's a man of his word. Or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose.
You scoundrel!
So if I were you, Mr. Wright Esquire, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution.
I'll get you for this!
That's such a cliche phrase. Joe Juan said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer.
Maya, what am I supposed to do? He did a good job keeping up the act, though. And now you finally found it. Edgeworth! The starting line of this case. Edgeworth. I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Yeah. So you know as well. I mean, he knew that it was Matt Ungard that hired Shelley to kill her, but maybe he also knew what Matt Ungard's true personality was. Well, Wright, what are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy?
No! We can't do that.
That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Right? Only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, Wright, it's your turn. My turn? About what a defense attorney is. Or a lawyer. What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. This is... Wait. I wonder if this got updated. Nope. I'm a lawyer. But to fight for someone who is clearly a killer. Matt Ungard. That man is really... Ugh.
It doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial.
And he's right. He is right. Like I said in a much earlier statement, I've been really getting into like criminal psychology and watching a lot of like what goes through the minds of defense attorneys and prosecutors, depending on who their clients are and who they're going up against. As well as seeing like what goes through the mindsets of defense attorneys when they're guarding somebody that's clearly guilty and all that. What Edgeworth says is true. Regardless of the circumstances, every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Which is why it's so difficult to kind of comprehend, you know? Like, there was a time whenever I was younger where I couldn't understand, like, why there would ever be somebody that would defend somebody that's clearly guilty. But looking at the law system in a different light, it's kind of interesting how this game is kind of opening me up a little bit here to like trying to look at not only the American law system, but just the law system in general. The justice system, I guess. It's kind of a weird eye-opening experience. And also, it doesn't help that there are times where I'm just binging like criminal psychology cases and all that stuff. It's interesting.
Isn't that the basis of our judicial system?
Proper defense? But what exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery?
Ironic that you of all people should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now?
Well, that may be true, but that's because I believed my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get Ungard an acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who are suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do.
Right. Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong.
Huh?
We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say?
That's...
You are a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do.
I'm happy that it's like Edgeworth who's trying his best to help us out. People like you and Franziska von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict. For a man I clearly know to be guilty.
Franziska, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is a perfect win record. That's all.
She doesn't pursue the truth. And? Isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You're so petty! Phoenix, do you really think that's the reason why he left?
I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken.
What do you...
Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless.
What?
I mean, hell, even I could realize that. I don't believe you! Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then, why? Why are you here now?
The answer to that? is something you will find out on your own. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read at tomorrow. But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of this story.
Shit.
Mr. Dick, the transceiver!
I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My. What is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time.
Tell me. Please. Why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. Unguard's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right.
Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client.
Don't toy with me! A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer himself!
I believe you were asking me for a reason as to why I am doing what I am.
Yeah.
This is what I like to call my aftercare.
What the heck is aftercare?
My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations, and it is part of an assassin's duty.
An assassin's duty?
We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end.
What is your name?
I believe I told you once before. However,
You did, but
my name is the Killer. Shelley the Killer.
You're Shelley the Killer?
Please keep in mind, you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a deck killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain,
Maya!
it would be my duty as an assassin to see to it she receives a nice, long nap.
No!
Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace this signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome.
Cat!
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
I don't know what to say.
Edgeworth! Did you hear that? At the end of the transmission. A cat.
Huh? Oh, that. It sounded like a cat.
A cat?
Yes! It can't be. That cat. Can it?
What is it?
I think I know where Shelley the Killer is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all police units head for On Guard Mansion immediately.
All right. You hurry over as well, then.
Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun.
Yeah!
Oh, fuck, we're going. We're going. Wait, Edgeworth. No, damn it, don't you. Fuck. Hotel lobby, go. There's a bear in front of the door. Maya!
Please answer us, Mystic Maya!
We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. Assuming he's still in the area.
I can't believe it. That butler. All this time, he was the killer. I can only imagine, I think he was using a voice modulator, so that's probably why he didn't recognize the butler. Or who knows, maybe the butler is like me and you can just change your voice at will.
he and Ungod were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time.
Okay, first things first, what the fuck is up with this bear?
Oh, it's a figurine of a bear. But there are a lot of cuts in it for some reason.
That's the one that we saw in the room. A wooden bear-shaped figurine that's covered in many thin cuts. A bear? Isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Kurita? Why would something like this be here?
Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed here.
I'm sure that's for Shu.
Do you think that this came through that little door?
This door.
It's locked! Well, I'm pretty used to breaking down doors by now. Let's go, Edgeworth! Okay. There's no one here!
From the looks of this room, I would say this is Ungod's private lounge.
Look at this, right! An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals and a VCR. Check inside the deck! If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment the crime was committed recorded on it.
I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found.
Oh,
But there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. It looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it.
Okay. I can't read all the labels, but this is a very large collection of videotapes. Looks like Ungard taped all of his own shows. What a spacious sofa. I bet 10 pearls will fit on here. A little, just saying a little bit unnecessary right now.
I don't think 10 of me would fit, Mr. Nick.
No, definitely not. 4. I'd say maybe 4, 5. It's a very small table. I bet we could barely squeeze 3 pearls on there.
But I wouldn't sit on a table to begin with, Mr. Nick.
That's exceptionally rude, and I agree with you, Pearl. It's Ungard's computer. Maya, why couldn't you have used this to get help?
Mr. Nick! Where's the power switch?
Oh, I get it. So that's what happened. She couldn't find the power switch. I'm examining everything. It's a VCR and an antenna. The footage that the spy camera took at the scene of the crime was beamed here and recorded on tape.
If only we had that tape, it would have been really helpful.
A huge television and speakers loom largely here. I'm sure if Maya saw this, she'd say,
I would die a happy samurai fan if I could see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this.
yeah, that's what she'd say. I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya, all things considered. Okay,
There's a little door for Shu and this big door.
I'm sure Maya used this door to shove this out there. I'm sure it was her. Every time you give me some piece of evidence, it's always the most crucial piece. This time too, I'm sure. Okay, yes. A picture. We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away.
I'm sorry. It looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time.
And now, we've lost our only lead.
Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar.
Yeah, you're right.
We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us.
I trust you, Edgeworth. Maya. This photo. This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste.
Miss Impax, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Kurita's former manager.
Why would a picture of Miss Impax be here in Mr. Ungard's mansion?
And why does it say, with love? This might be a clue. Huh. What's wrong, Pearls?
Please, let me see the picture frame.
Huh? What's so special about the frame? Is there something hidden in it?
On the back! There's something written on the back of the frame! Maya. It's Mystic Maya! She left us a message!
What? What did she write?
I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up, you better get Unguard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's got to watch out for the helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you.
It skipped.
No! Mystic Maya!
Crap, it skipped the freaking dialogue. Right!
What's wrong? Why the blank stare?
Nothing.
We've searched the house and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us.
Edgeworth.
Yes?
As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm going to get. But I'm still short one last thing.
And what is that?
Her! Miss Andrews' psych lock. If I can just find out what secret she's holding, then I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth.
I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center.
Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. Oh my god, I'm starting to see why people love this case.
Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill.
Miss Andrews, I've come to remove your psych lock.
I'm sorry, what? Psych lock?
I want to know, and you will tell me, your secret.
Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can.
Take that!
Let's do this. Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Ungard for the murder?
I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer.
No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Ungard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge.
So you're saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for.
Miss Andrews? Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. Yeah. There is something, or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. There's only one person.
Take that!
Celeste?
There's only one catalyst that would cause such strong feelings, and even revenge. And that is Miss Impact's suicide.
What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager.
However, she was previously Mr. Ungard's manager.
On top of that, the one who hit a suicide note was also Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt?
You're right. You haven't mentioned him. Yet. But for you to hate Mr. Ungard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impacts and her suicide.
Can you explain to me this relationship between Celeste and Matt?
Well, come to think of it, I think the only thing I've got is... It'd have to be this photo.
Take that!
This is a photo of Miss Impacts, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impact's handwriting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Where did you find this? No, that's all right. It was a rhetorical question.
Yeah, it is. I found this at Matt Ungard's mansion.
And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed.
Just talk to me.
Celeste. She was supposed to get married to Juan.
Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out.
Because Mr. Kurita didn't want to get married to her anymore, right?
Yes, because of Matt.
But because of Matt, Mr. Ungard? What do you mean?
I think I can see where this is going.
Celeste. She was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together.
So that's why With Love, Celeste is written on the frame of that picture.
They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Toyed with until she was thrown away. That's so horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him. Even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married.
Juan probably treated her not properly, didn't he?
And then, it was suddenly called off.
Matt did something.
On the night Juan called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste.
I see. So that's what happened.
But then why did Mr. Kurita have to call off the wedding?
Matt probably added a little bit and lied.
I don't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most. Poor Miss Impax.
Well, technically, it is also Juan's fault for letting his pride get the best of him.
That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note. But why would he do that? It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image.
Yeah. Even though he was the one that called off the wedding, as soon as he would read that note and learn the truth about what Matt had done to Celeste Impax, he would be already plotting his own way of revenge. However, the rumors of the suicide note would start to spread. So that would be why Matt had Juan killed.
In any case, with his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge.
Revenge. There's that word again.
Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course.
And that was at the press conference after the stage show.
I know all about it because I heard it all from Juan. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to Juan to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night when I found Juan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I'd even brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. So when I stabbed Juan's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man?
I'm a lawyer.
I see. What a foul profession.
Thank you very much for your time, and for talking with me.
It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway.
I can't sleep either. Not with my situation, or with what I know now. I see it. I see why people love this case as much as they do. I see why. Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. Oh, this is going to be a hectic experience. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.